Welcome back to the Midnight Fire, where we stoke the embers of the strange and unsettling. Tonight, we're not looking to the stars or into the dark woods. We're turning our gaze to the depths, to the vast, crushing dark beneath the waves, and asking, what crawls beneath the black tide? For centuries, sailors have whispered tales of the deep. Stories of leviathans that could swallow ships whole, of serpentine monsters with eyes like lanterns, and of haunting melodies rising from the abyss. We call them myths, legends, the fanciful fears of superstitious men. But what if they were more than that? What if they were fragmented, half-forgotten accounts of something terrifyingly real? The ocean covers over 70% of our planet, yet we know more about the surface of the moon than we do about our own seafloor. Down there, in the crushing pressure and absolute darkness of the abyssal zone, life thrives in ways that defy our understanding. Bioluminescent creatures drift like ghostly constellations. Colossal squid with eyes the size of dinner plates hunt in the silent gloom. These are the creatures we know about. What about the ones we don't? Consider the Bloop. In 1997, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, recorded an ultra-low frequency sound in the South Pacific. It was powerful, so loud it was detected by sensors over 5,000 kilometers apart. Scientists analyzed the sound signature. It didn't match any known underwater noise, not a submarine, not a whale call, not an earthquake. The profile most closely resembled that of a living creature. But for a creature to make a sound that massive, it would have to be gargantuan, far larger than any known animal on Earth, including the blue whale. For years, the Bloop remained a chilling mystery, while NOAA later suggested it was likely the sound of a large icequake. The initial analysis sparked a terrifying question. What if it wasn't ice? What if something colossal, something ancient and biological had stirred in the depths and let out a call? The idea of unknown, massive organisms isn't just modern speculation. Think of the Kraken, the legendary sea monster of Scandinavian folklore. Described as a giant cephalopod, big enough to pull down the largest sailing ships, it was the terror of the northern seas. For a long time, it was dismissed as a sailor's yarn. Then we discovered the giant squid and the colossal squid. While not large enough to sink a galleon, their existence proved that giants did, in fact, live in the deep. What if the Kraken wasn't an exaggeration, but an encounter with an even larger undiscovered species? An alpha predator of the abyss that surfaces only once in a millennium. Let's journey deeper beyond the reach of sunlight into what's known as the Hadal Zone. This is the deepest part of the ocean, the trenches that scar the seafloor. The pressure here is over 1,000 times that at the surface. It's an environment we once thought to be lifeless. We were wrong. We found strange, pale fish, crustaceans, and other life forms uniquely adapted to this brutal world. Every time we send a probe down, we find something new. We are intruders in an alien landscape. This is where the stories get darker. In the 1960s, a U.S. Navy vessel, the USS Stein, was in dry dock for repairs. Technicians were shocked to find its rubber-coated sonar dome had been shredded. Embedded within the damaged material were the remnants of huge, hooked claws, far larger than those of any known squid. The damage was extensive, suggesting a powerful and aggressive attack. The creature was never identified. What hunts a submarine in the open ocean? What possesses the strength and audacity to attack a vessel of that size? Or consider the unsettling account from the research submersible Alvin. During a dive in the Cayman Trough, over 1.5 miles down, the crew was observing the alien life on the seafloor. Suddenly, a long serpentine form, estimated to be between 30 and 50 feet long, swam past their viewport. It had a ridged back and moved with a distinct, undulating motion, unlike any known fish or eel. They were in one of the most remote and unexplored places on the planet. They had no camera ready. The creature appeared and vanished into the blackness, leaving the scientists with an incredible story and no proof. A momentary glimpse into a world that remains almost entirely hidden from us. These aren't just isolated incidents. All over the world, fishermen pull up strange carcasses. Unidentified sonar contacts shadow submarines. Weird vocalizations echo through hydrophones. We call them cryptids. The mogo, the trunco, the globsters that wash ashore. We try to explain them away as decomposed whales, tangled seaweed, or technical glitches. And maybe that's all they are? It's a comforting thought, because the alternative is much harder to accept. The alternative is that the deep sea is a sanctuary, a final refuge for creatures that have existed since a time before humanity. Beings that evolved in darkness and pressure, growing to sizes we can barely comprehend. They are the old ones, the true rulers of this planet, for whom our surface world is just a thin, fragile ceiling. Their world is vast, and ours is small. What if the black tide isn't just water? What if it's a curtain separating our world from theirs? A barrier that is, on rare and terrifying occasions, breached. When a fishing boat vanishes without a trace on a calm sea, when a strange organic mass washes up on a desolate beach, or when a sound impossibly loud and impossibly ancient echoes from the crushing dark, we stand on the shore and look out at the endless expanse of water, and we feel a sense of peace, of beauty. But remember, what you see is only the surface. Beneath it lies a world of profound mystery and potential terror, a world where the light of our knowledge has not yet reached. And in that darkness, something is always stirring. Something is always crawling beneath the black tide. Thank you for joining us by the midnight fire. Look after yourselves and each other, and maybe think twice before your next midnight swim. Until next time, stay curious and try to get some sleep. Good night.